Alright, it's springtime, and I've been fortunate enough to catch a few panfish, bluegill as it were, and I'm going to show you how to fillet these. I've got an old wore out knife I found at a flea market or yard sale or somewhere that is good and limber. It's cold rolled steel, makes a great fillet knife. We start off by stripping some scales off near the head. That's just so you can get your knife under there. Penetrate, cut down to this lower fin, just straight across, nothing fancy. Come back to your cut, get your knife in there and follow the backbone, plunging in a half, 3/4 inch, something like that. Then once you reach 1/2 to 2/3 down the fish, you plunge your knife all the way through, staying on top of the backbone, like this. Then you continue cutting on, following the backbone near the tail, but leave the skin attached. Then you come back and trim down along the backbone again till you hit the ribs, and you'll feel them, little bumps. They're down in here. You lift up and you continue cutting the meat away from the ribs till you get up to where it's just skin and scales on top of the ribs. Plunge your knife through, cut back toward the head, turn it around, come back in here, and then cut down approximately like that. Flip it over. This is where you need a flexible, limber fillet knife. You start cutting down to the skin and get that knife blade running flat to your cutting surface. There you have the skin and your fillet. You turn it over and do basically the same thing. Scratch the scales back. Cut down to that lower fin, come back, follow the backbone to 1/2 or 2/3 way down, and plunge through again. Keep your knife blade on the backbone till approximately right there at the tail. Then I back drag my blade through here, staying against the backbone and up against the ribs again. Okay, then we've got skin and scales again. Just cut right down through here, like this. Then to where you cut through, flip it over, get down against your cutting surface. Have a fillet, and when you're done, that's all you should have. My quote is, you can read the newspaper through it. There's very little meat left on there. The ribs are right under here, so there's no meat there. And then this is the intestines and such in here. Alright, here's a bare knuckle version. No gloves, not much fancy narration. Cut down behind the head to the fin, and then behind, cut down the backbone, plunge through, cut to the tail, back to the backbone and ribs, relieve it from the ribs, cut through, turn it around, cut back down, flop over, release the fillet, turn it over, do the same thing, cut down the backbone to the ribs, plunge through to the tail, back up, release from the ribs, Cut down the ribs. Done. One whole fish, filleted. Alright, here we go. Back behind the head and ear, down to the fin. Along the backbone. Plunge through. To the tail. Into the ribs. Release the meat. Cut through. Up to the ear. Back down. Flop over. Cut loose from the skin. Turn it over. Back behind the ear. Along the backbone to the ribs. Plunge through. Cut to the tail. Back up. Cut down the rib line. Flop over. Release from the skin.